Actually, do you know where Bluebell, Pennsylvania is? Bluebell? They were shooting, M. Night Shyamalan was shooting uh, Signs in Bluebell. And they actually, some guy who had a farm there, some kind of ranch or something like that, they literally asked him to use his house to shoot there. And they paid him something like, I think it was $5,000 to $10,000 a day to use his house to shoot there. Now, if you live in LA, a lot of those TV shows that you watch and a lot of those movies, they're real houses. And they pay people X amount of money to use that house as a location. Sometimes, if it's a period piece like my movie 1906 about San Francisco, or if the director has a unique vision of how they want this house to look or something like that, they'll literally build a house.
If I wanted to get involved with something in producing music videos or directing, is that a harder field to get involved in?
You want to direct music videos or produce? Yeah, music videos is a little bit different because get used to not sleeping. Music videos, a music video is done in 3 to 5 days. You know what I mean? Like Madonna or Alicia Keys. Their music videos take no more than 3 or 4 days long. But they start 3, 4 in the morning. And they're working about 18 hours a day because they have very tiny budgets, like $1 million if you're a big artist.
Going back to what she said, filming movies in houses, do you know any movie that was filmed in Bensalem? Because there were like movie producers and stuff in my neighborhood about 1.5 years ago. They said they were filming a movie, but like I don't know if it ever came out.
I mean, there's so many movies that get made every year. I have no idea. If you ever have a producer or someone in your neighborhood asking around about making a movie there, you can easily call the Philadelphia Film Office and find out, because they have to have a permit. In order to get insurance and the right permits, they have to go through the Philadelphia Film Office. So you can easily call them up, and if you want to try and get an internship on that, go through the Philadelphia Film Office. That's how I got through into The Sixth Sense.
As a producer, do you have a favorite actor or actress that you ever hope to film with? And 2, building your resume from scratch, how hard was that, and how do you start building your resume from nothing and trying to get people to look at you?
My favorite actor is probably Leonardo DiCaprio. I think that he's an amazing actor, but more importantly, he's such an amazing person. He is the sweetest, nicest guy like you've ever met, and he's very much environmentally conscious. I mean, this is a guy who doesn't like to show off. He drives a Toyota Prius. He's very humble. He's very hardworking. He takes his job, his acting very seriously. When he's on set in a movie, he studies 3-4 months in advance for that role, and I admire that. And when he's on set, even when he's not working, he comes by to entertain the other crew members, cracking jokes and making them laugh, because he knows how hard they're working, and he knows they're not getting paid, not even the same amount of money that he's getting paid. Building a resume, you start when you're in OTM. I mean, there's got to be stuff that you did here. There's got to be something that you can show to someone and say, I worked on this video, doing this. I edited this video, or I held the camera for this video. That is how you slowly build a resume. You know, you start in high school. That's how I did it. I had field hockey videos, I had swimming videos, I had football videos, basketball videos. I had videos that I did for the township, some elementary school stuff, put it all together on one tape, and I showed people, and I said, look, this is what I did on this one, this is what I did on this one. Obviously, it's a collaboration, and people know that you did different things, and people helped you out. But it starts when you're in high school, and you want to keep all that stuff for yourself. When you go to college, you can show your professors this and say, this is what I did in 10th grade. This is what I did in 11th grade. I gotta tell you, when I was at Temple University, 95% of the kids in my film school class at Temple never had a high school TV station.
you said you were making a Thundercats movie earlier, and Transformers just came out from Michael Bay and all that stuff. But it seems like Hollywood is making a lot more remakes or sequels and stuff. Is there a reason behind that, or?
Yeah, because they make more money. Because here's the real problem right now. More people are going to see these sequels and remakes than they are going to see original stuff. I'll give you a great example. Take Fantastic Four. I don't know if you guys saw Fantastic Four. Part 2, was it? Now, Fantastic Four Part 2 made far more money than the Golden Compass. Far more money. And the Golden Compass cost $150 million. And so for Hollywood, when they see this, they say to themselves, geez, you know, why don't we just make a Fantastic Four Part 3 and rather than making another original Golden Compass type of movie that fails? Because don't mess with a good thing that works. You know what I mean?
Who is an actor or actress that you would like to work with in the future? Like a dream actor or actress?
I'd love to work with DiCaprio again. I think we might be working together next year. He's actually going to sign on to one of our movies that we're doing. If you've ever read Charles Dickens, no, yeah. There's a book that he wrote called A Tale of Two Cities, which is a love story. So Leo wants to do that. So we're thinking of, you know, that's someone I definitely want to work with. I would love to work with Will Smith. I heard he's the nicest guy. I've never met him, but he's really great, very talented. I'd love to work with him. I'd absolutely love to work with Robert De Niro. He's one of my favorite actors of all time.
How come so many TV shows and movies are made in Canada?
Oh, that's a great question. Because it's far cheaper. You don't have to deal with the American healthcare system. You don't have to deal with American unions. Every union has a do's and don'ts rules, if you will, of you have to have an hour-and-a-half lunch break. You have to wrap up the movie by 7 o'clock. You have to pay X amount of money additional overtime. And every city has their own rules. To film a movie or a TV show in New York City is so expensive. It is so expensive. To film something in Philly, it's pretty expensive. So Canada, the Canadian government basically said, we're going to open our doors to Hollywood because what we're going to do is have Hollywood studios come over to Canada, and if you decide to make a movie in Canada and you employ 50% of your workforce by Canadian people, so for example, half of your crew are Canadians, then what they'll do is they'll give you half your budget back as a tax incentive. So if your budget of your movie is $10 million, it's only going to cost you $5 million in Canada as long as you have half the people be Canadians that are working on your movie. That's something that the Canadian government devised in order to get more productions in Canada. And right now, more stuff is shooting in Canada than Hollywood. That's a really great question.
Can you tell us about the writer's strike? What that's all about?
Yeah, that's a good question. Right now, the writers are on strike in LA. I don't know if you guys know. The reason why they're on strike is one of the biggest reasons is this. Anytime a writer writes a movie, say The Bourne Supremacy, and then you guys go on iTunes and you buy that movie for like $2, $3, $5, $10, the writer doesn't see any money. And the director sees money. Like for example, when you go out to Franklin Mills and you buy a DVD of Superbad or Knocked Up, the director and the producer get like $2 for every DVD that you buy.
We're going to wrap it up, and it was awesome to have Mr. Patel come out here. He is absolutely a success story. And before I let you go, Palak, there's a lot of people in here with a lot of talent. And our 11th and 12th graders are obviously editing, and they all do read the Dale Carnegie book. And a lot of the principles in there are that if you want to do it and you put your mind to it, you can. You came from this town, and you're doing it. So if you're going to give these guys a piece of advice to take with them, if they choose to do this or choose any other walk of life, what is that piece of advice that you would give them?
You have to be aggressive. You cannot be lazy. if you don't know yet what you want to do, that's all right. You'll find out in college. You'll figure out in college. But seriously, there's nothing wrong with being a nerd or a geek or anything like that. It just means that you're going to be a total millionaire by the time you're 30. I strongly urge you to be as aggressive as possible in pursuing your dream. That's the only way you're going to make it. Do not get sidetracked by boyfriends and girlfriends and family members and whatnot. You got a whole life ahead of you. The sky's the limit. You can do anything you want. And the only people that ever make it are the people that are absolutely hungry. DiCaprio, Matt Damon, these guys, I mean, Matt Damon went to Harvard, dropped out of Harvard because he was not only going to school full time, but he was also making movies on the side. He had no life he had no time for a social life, no time whatsoever. These guys work very, very hard. It's not easy being Julia Roberts. They're getting up at 4 in the morning every single day, working out 5 hours a day. Be focused, be aggressive, and just don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. Seriously.
Ladies and gentlemen, Palak Patel.